Hello, hello. I'm not sure if we are on and if you can hear me now. Let's see. Yes, I think. Oh, yeah. Yes, there we are. All right. So, welcome and welcome if you are watching this like later on time. So this is just a streaming to share with you some news that we've come through in this website, which is news.com.au. We've been usually sharing news that we see on LinkedIn, but this website has very interesting info as well. So, let me just mute this. There we are. Oh, sorry. There we are. Sorry, this is the first time we are doing this. So I hope we'll become better with time. Yes, but there we are. So, this is the news that I wanted to share with you because I think it's very interesting, especially if you are not in Australia, and just to open a debate on differences that we see here and in the Americas. Not in the US, in the Americas, in like from Mexico downwards. Um, and so the news says construction to start on massive solar farm set to power NBN. Now, for those who don't know, because you're not living here in Australia, NBN stands for National Broadband Network and is a government initiative to upgrade Australia's broadband infrastructure by 2020, which has already happened by now. And the purpose of this is providing customers with faster broadband connections and running fiber all the way to the consumers' homes and other premises. So all the wireless connections are better and faster. Actually, if you live here in Australia, you've seen that many flats have already the sign of NBN ready, which is that no matter what internet provider you choose, Vodafone, Telstra, Optus, whichever you choose, they can get plugged into the NBN and provide a better connection. So the news states that renewables will soon be powering the nation's broadband network after the construction of new solar panels. Over 127,000 new solar panels that will be installed somewhere in New South Wales, in Wyalong. Hope I'm pronouncing good that, not butchering it. So this is supposed to power close to 20% of the nation's broadband connections. The solar farm is just the first in the government-owned providers agreements, which it says it will help its goal to switch to 100% renewable energy by the end of 2025. Which is an ambitious goal, but I think it's good. And also, it says, what else it says? NBN entered into the 10-year power purchase agreement with the West Wyalong Solar Farm in July 2020, which means that this has been going around for a while. And it's very interesting, because at least in Mexico, you don't see that much of solar panels. I mean, we do have them, but they're still a highly expensive technology for a household. Where you particularly see this is in the houses that are located in the southeast region of the country, which are near the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, and where it's a very, very hot weather, especially during summertime. Um, so I've met people in Mexico who actually had the math and decided to go to solar power because it was cheaper in the end. After a year or two, you end up spending less in electricity, but still it's not very common. Unlike here in Australia, at least here in Perth, and this is very important to remind you that we are currently based in WA, so we don't know much about the East Coast. I hope we can soon be there, but so far we know about the West Coast, okay? So at least here in Perth, once you go out a bit from the CBD and you reach the suburbs in north or more in the south, near Rockingham or Mandurah, you definitely see all the houses with the huge solar panels. And it doesn't look like it's very expensive neighborhoods, but still they have that. Which makes total sense considering that half of Western, or more than half of Western Australia, is a large desert. All the outback, it's just red sand desert. So I'm very glad that they are using that solar power that they have here to have a better energy and more cleaner energies. So I think this is good. What else it says? It's particularly pleasing that we are moving from ambition to action and demonstrating through deeds rather than words our commitment to reduce emissions and support the nation's transition to a net zero carbon economy. Now, I'm not sure if we can actually reach a net zero carbon economy, but this is definitely something. Although here and reading this article, I really think about how does it work, like when when you have the NBN connection in your home. Because at least with the current provider that we have for mobile network, it doesn't seem very fast once you are out of the CBD of the Perth CBD and like the surrounding areas, a little bit to the east, a little bit to the west, a little bit to the north. I It is definitely not the fastest and it doesn't have the best broadband, but definitely here in the CBD it works well. So it would be good to know if you are watching this and you are taking traveling time to all these videos and you do have MBN in your home, how it is. I mean, like, what's your time to upload and to download? Would be very, very good to know. We're definitely doing our research on that, but still knowing that all this broadband is working through solar power is definitely very, very interesting. It shows you how the country is definitely in other step. It is also curious because when you contrast what you have here, definitely the cost of living is high. We've been here for a short time, but it is expensive. It's definitely an expensive country. And in terms of taxes, we've also heard comments of people who have to pay a lot in taxes. But it may seem different from the perspective of someone who's lived here for their whole life. But when you come from a country on its way to development, you definitely see here that even though the cost of living and taxes is high, you see something, like recently we had a fire alarm in the building that we live in, and the firemen were here like this, like it was just ringing the alarm and then they were already here. I know that is also maybe because we are in the heart of the CBD, but still you see other stuff like it doesn't matter if you go a bit more to the north, Joondalup or other northern suburbs, or to the south, you see clean streets. You see things differently. Something that's very curious is you don't see like street dogs so often, at least in this zone that we've been to. So you definitely see differences, and this thing of having this NBN working with solar power is just to our from our perspective is just how things are so good here in terms of basic needs, and that they have actually the time, resources, and like here it says, um, the ambition to go to action rather to keep it in words and go further and actually do something to take care of the environment and become more sustainable. I think this is admirable from a perspective of someone who's been around for a few months. Um, in terms of technology, it is as well because it's not easy to install all those panels. But I mean, what do you think about this? If there's someone watching this in the future, um, what do you think about it? Is it good? Is the service that you receive from NBN good? How are the prices? Is it worth? Would you rather choose something else? Would you rather see other improvements other than powering the systems with solar energy? I think that would be interesting to know and have a debate on that. But this is the first news that we wanted to share. Thank you, news.com.au, for this. This is a new, very recent news. And now, first, let me see if we are all good. Oh, yeah, yeah, we are good. Perfect. Now, let's go to the other one that we had. This is supplied by techbusinessnews.com.au, which is a very good portal that we've just discovered, and it has very interesting information. By the way, are all tech companies based in Melbourne here? If so, I think we might be in the wrong region. So, anyway, this is AMP Bank among first Australian banks operating its core platform in the cloud. Now, AMP is a large financial institution which has different financial services from superannuation to savings funds and other stuff. They're quite large. Actually, here in Perth, we have a tall building for them. So, they are one of the major players here. And the news says AMP Bank has today announced the successful migration of its core banking platform to the cloud, significantly increasing the bank's agility, innovation, and customer experience. Now, the migration of AMP Bank, hosted on Amazon Web Services, will enable new levels of flexibility and scalability for AMP Bank to continue delivering retail banking products and services that meet the needs of its customers, mortgage brokers, and financial advisors. Um, this is something that I think I haven't seen, and if I'm wrong, Quokka number one will will correct me in a following video. But I don't think I've seen much of this in other banks, at least not in recent news here in Australia. And you can definitely see that the bank apps that we use so far, I won't say the name of the bank, but it's a very popular one. They're not the best. Sometimes you face downtime times. Um, Also, you don't have many options. You can't do much on the app, so it's not a very good service, to be honest. And again, comparing it to what the banks in Mexico have, I think that the apps of banking in Australia still have a long way. At least the one that is most popular, wink wink, because now you may know what bank am I talking about, but it's not very good. So it also says that the investment support AMP's strategy to grow its retail banking business and will help enable faster customer response times, including loan application approvals, which is good. This is definitely something that we had in banking apps in Mexico. It also says that customers will benefit from robust security underpinned by a resilient and secure data solution that cloud technology offers. Where it says also that AMP Bank's early adoption in the cloud is part of a multi year strategy for technology transformation. And you know, it's nice to come around this term of technology transformation because it's definitely something that's been happening for quite a few years now. And it doesn't have to be like this because, of course, this is a multi-million-dollar deal for Amazon Web Services. I'm sure about that. This doesn't cost less than a few $1 million. So it's very good, but it doesn't. Technology transformation doesn't have to be like that. Technology transformation goes from things that cover even the solar panels that we talked before that cover this, but it also cover the way that companies are communicating, the way that companies are working from home now, using different technologies to remain connected. So it's important that you remember that technology transformation doesn't require that much investment. What it does require it's a good planning, and to have very clear objectives to where you are first of all, what you need, and what problem you want to solve in the future, or how better you want to become. Um, and we see that. We even see that now that we have we've had local experiences with small businesses here in Perth. You see how some work with very, very outdated systems, for example, point of sale systems, and those who work with more modern systems, which make the user experience faster, easier, and also, friendly, more friendly. So technology transformation doesn't have to be necessarily this, but in terms of this news, it would be interesting, and we're gonna look into that to bring it to you next week. But it would be interesting, actually, what's the security that they are putting into this, and for how long do they want to do this? Because going to the cloud, it's not that easy as I don't like this, I'm going back. And there are certain terms and small letters that you have to agree with. And it also be would also be interesting to know exactly what services AMP Bank is taking up to cloud, and what others are staying here, because finance and banking industry is not as simple as it might sound. They're not just a bunch of men working with your money. It's actually very serious, so it will be interesting, and we're gonna look into that for next video or next live, to better understand what this means for users, especially what time of response are they having, what new features they're going to have in their apps, which is, like I said, very important, at least for retail users. Of course, for companies or other institutions, well, the interaction could be different, but we're not here to talk much about that. We're here most to talk to you about technology that you can actually use in the palm of your hand. So this would be interesting to know. But it also says the transition of our core banking platform to the cloud provides us with a platform to grow our business and meet the increasing expectations customers have around digital sophistication in their interactions with their bank, which is what I was exactly telling you. It doesn't matter how much you've invested with AWS or whichever provider. What it means in the end is how users are perceiving what you've done. Has it made life easier for them? Has it made them choose you over other providers? And which is something that I would definitely do. I mean, if I had known that AMP has a better app that allows me to actually manage my money better, I would definitely go to them. Because now that we have all our lives here, you want to actually have tools that make you life easier, that help you to manage your money in a better way. So this is the top goal that you have to reach when thinking about going through a technology transformation journey. How is it going to make your company better? How is it going to make you be the first choice amongst thousands of others? Um, it also says that AMP Bank is focused on delivering an exceptional customer service, which, this might be just aligned to feel the news, because uh, I would worry if this wasn't their focus. It also says that AMP's cloud focused approach to transformation is enabling a digitalized and data driven approach that creates agility, efficiency, and greater innovation. AMP's cloud-only strategy plays a key role in enabling a simpler, more purpose-driven, and more customer-focused business. This is good. This is actually the statement that I would expect from this. This is what I've just said. So it's good that they are very focused on that. So I guess that from this news we have to go a bit more into that. We're gonna do that for next video, definitely. So well, this is the two news that I wanted to share with you today. This is a very small stream. First of all, because the older Quokka is not here today due to some commitments, but he will be definitely in the next video. And this is just to try a new format and to bring you different news rather than have news focused on what companies say about them on LinkedIn. I actually have other news from different websites, especially from news.com.au and techbusinessnews.com.au. If anyone else is watching this, let us know if you like this format. And okay, and yeah, so let us know if you like this. I think it's actually a bit better, and eventually will allow us to have an interaction with you and learn, which is one of the purposes of this channel, to learn. And if someone's watching this and has more experience in this kind of services here in Australia, you're gonna really help us learn, and we will too. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this. If you're in the future, like filtering by most antique videos. Thank you for going back in time. And nothing, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.